Furia needed a KSCERATO masterclass to get themselves past Spirit on Nuke in Blast Open London group stage.
On utility, different type of round.
3 rounds are trying to set up the exact same play. Swade dies
him
again.
The one Galil tracks down Chopper. No way in the hands of KSCERATO.
Now, this is a player who is passive, a lurker, closer, yet remains ever so impactful, and also is able to maintain a really impressive level of output and performance in rating 3.0, despite, certain things maybe being punished a little more, certain things that are valued by the rating. He does incredibly well. You notice his KPR across his career rarely ever extends above the sort of 0.7 to 0.74 mark. It's never absolutely insane. In the past, he was helped along by his DPR, by cast. In rating 2.0, those things were very powerful. In 3.0, your kills need to matter and your deaths need to be worth it. KSCERATO is a perfect example of that, and we're going to be diving into this demo against Team Spirit on Nuke to figure out exactly how he's min-maxing the few opportunities he actually gets to frag out and to really have his say on the game. Here we are in our demo. It's going to be a bit of a passive demo. We're going to skip a couple rounds where he literally does nothing start to finish. Our point is not to say that KSCERATO is the only player on this team who puts out valuable output. In fact, you could argue that with just him on the team, you're not that likely to win. He's not going to be single-handedly hard carrying you through every single gun round. You need the aggressive parts of the team to function. That's always been the case with closing players. They are more of a win more thing than they are really a win overall. They don't create every win condition, but as soon as you give them an opportunity to make the most of it, to frag out, they do. And they deliver. And that's what KSCERATO has been for Furia for a long, long time. I mean, this goes back to as far as the Art days, when Art was the IGL who was throwing himself out there, taking a lot of opening fights, but typically a lot of opening deaths. They needed someone to clean up, take advantage of those situations, and he did that very well. He had a few whiffed shots, did land one on the initial sort of rush. Struggling to convert anything more. But we're going to see, this is an even round. This is pistol v pistol. He does get an early frag, but he struggled to get the rest on, and he's only got 13 HP. I think he ends up saving in this round, which is not ideal. Yeah, unfortunately, we have to fast forward through the rest of this. He actually goes and saves, so immediately out the gate, probably not the greatest example. But this is a very close game. Furia, Spirit, Donk puts up a 1.84 rating as well. 133 ADR. You're going to need someone who can really maximize his opportunities to win this kind of game, and that's absolutely what KSCERATO does. To talk about this team, though, in the more generic sense, obviously we've seen this huge revolution since the signing of Molodoy and Yakindar. We see they're actually a flash assist, nicely done, setting up that lobby aggression. So despite not necessarily having the most impact on this round so far, he was helpful. Things are slightly falling apart, though. Back down to a 2v3. But since the addition of those two players, the team has been fantastic. They were stagnant before. You couldn't find quality role players in the positions that especially Molodoy and kind of now... Not Molodoy, that Yakindar and kind of now Fallen occupy, where Fallen has sort of become the anchor, but he's calling from those positions, and though it doesn't feel like such a problem to have a poor fragger in those spots, he could be a lot worse. I've seen worse players who aren't IGLs in these sorts of roles at big events. But he's not been fantastic. He's just been fine. It does help that he is the caller to add some value. It's unlocked, though, since they've made those changes. Having those role players in there, the hyper-aggressive Yakindar, who's successful in his aggressions, the very confident, very flashy but effective AWPer in Molodoy, that's unlocked the best, not just out of KSCERATO, but also out of Yuri. Yuri was one of the big question marks. Can he find his form? Can he return to prime Yuri? Because Yuri, during the early days of the Furia squad finding success, when they are under Art, they are making online runs, and generally looking very impressive, looking like the best team in Brazil at the time. Yuri was a big part of that. Now, he wasn't the primary aggressor, nor was he the primary closer. He kind of floated in between, sort of as a pack player, and just found moments to frag out. On this team, he sort of is a supportive piece. He's playing alongside KSCERATO in certain bomb sites, and he's just playing situational Counter-Strike, I think, very well. If he needs to entry, he entries. If he needs to close, he closes. Here, they're about to give up a 1v2 to Chopper. Both on low HP, though, so very difficult. Not quite able to make the force by stick, but a decent attempt at it. All things considered, a decent attempt at the round by the Furia group.